We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Private Selection, which of course is Kroger. It's a small batch, or their small batch line of sauces. Peach with Carolina Reaper wing sauce. So a peach, lime juice, jalapenos, and Carolina Reaper peppers. So this is not really a hot sauce. I found it interesting, though, that there's Reapers in this commercial of the sauce. I find that fascinating. And I think that really sort of tells you a lot about if the super hot, the current super hottest pepper is making it this far into the mainstream. I think that says something. So, and I've been saying for all of 2021, there's a resurgence. I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a heat resurgence. So we have here cane sugar, water, vinegar, peaches, cornstarch, apricots. So we're well into this without getting any peppers at all. The apricots have a apple juice concentrate. Oh no, sorry, apple juice concentrate's the next one. Red jalapeno puree. Lime juice concentrate, which is interesting because that's one of the flavors that does not read here at all. Sea salt, crushed red pepper, capsicum, which is extract, Carolina Reaper pepper, garlic, xanthan gum. Now, I don't understand that. I am just baffled why they would add extract. I don't get it. You have the hottest pepper on the planet. What are you doing adding extract? Why? Just add more Reapers. I just this sauce is kind of baffling to me. And we have the whole thought of what's the difference between a wing sauce and a hot sauce? Now, I have generally deferred this question to the manufacturers. And the blog is only for hot sauces, so this doesn't appear on there. But with the hot ones, we can see now that we see hot sauces used entirely just by themselves, as wing sauces. If you've looked at my wing things, you can see this isn't always effectual. And I think that, for the most part, I think the prevailing thought was that hot sauces are a component in the overall wing sauce, either the basting or the dipping sauce or whatever. But we're not, people weren't generally using hot sauce just by itself. And this, as wing sauces, I think are just meant to be standalone. So they're just complete. You just pour it out and there you go. But that line, like I said, by the hot ones got blurred pretty considerably. So wing sauces, back when I started the blog, I don't know that the hot ones was even around. I'm not sure if it was around. I didn't know of it if it was around. And we saw a lot of wing sauces that were creamy based, and that's why I wanted to exclude them, along with mustards, along with barbecue sauces. Unless something explicitly said it was a hot sauce, I didn't want it on the blog. Because I wanted that to be a more pure, I guess, sort of subject, just constrained to one thing. Not multiple things, just hot sauce. No snacks, no nothing. Which, was really, it worked really well for a number of years. But it's been a lot of fun opening up the FOH. That really has been, adding all the other stuff that I missed over the years has definitely been a really enjoyable process, including stuff like this. So this is something I would have bought anyway. It would never have made it to the blog because it's a wing sauce and not a hot sauce. But I would have bought it because anything that has super hots in it, I would generally try whether or not I was doing content for the FOH video series. Sometimes I would comment about it in one of the quarterly updates on the blog. And of course, the blog, by the way, is available in the link in the description down below if you care to read that. But so this one, you can see it is extremely gloppy. I counted 3 or 4 sugars in there. The problem I have with this is it just doesn't have, they're cheating here, right? These things, the idea is that this is supposed to mimic Reapers, but it's crushed red peppers. So I think there's not a lot of Carolina Reaper in here, and I think that's why they added the capsicum. This sauce, despite having xanthan gum, will have little bursts where you just kind of get hit with just a little trace of like the Reaper or possibly even the extract. You get just a little burning hit, but for the most part, this is not anywhere near anything approaching hot. So that was part of the problem I had with a lot of wing sauces, is because they were also really tamed down. And that wasn't what I was going for, in the blog. And honestly, this is the first wing sauce I've ever done on the channel as well. Just because I don't usually look for those. Trying to constrain a sauce to one type of food to me is, I get a little frustrated with that. And that's not really why I want sauces. I want hot sauces to be as multi-purpose as possible. When you look at the 4 criteria, there's 3 that are more important than anything else. And they are the flavor and the flexibility, and which contributes really heavily into the value per dollar. Those are the 3 big criterias. As far as heat, I note it because it's a hot sauce blog, it's a chili head thing, and I think it's important to make that point, right? But that is not the most important criteria. It's the other 3. And it's really hard for me to find that with wing sauces. I find, even no matter what I'm paying for them, I don't eat wings enough. And sometimes they're okay on chicken strips and sometimes they're not. But to me, I'd almost always rather have something else. So I don't consume a lot of these. Honestly, I think I would prefer to make it myself anyway. But anyway, so here we are, Peach Reaper. And those 2 going together has been, Roger loves peaches. Peaches and Reapers are a really good combination. But this one has so many stray things in it that it brings up one of the kind of issues I have with this sauce. So before we get into that, let's get into this. It's almost like a preserves. It's a little tongue tingling there. It's not. This. I guess I will give a default 1. I would not say it's a legit one. This one is it's a little spiky if you get some of the particulates, I guess, but not particularly. But it does kind of remind me of preserves. I don't like the combination of apricot and peach. I wish that was not there. Does not read of lime juice whatsoever. That might as well not be there at all. And then apple juice on top of the other stuff. There's people out there doing really brilliant things with peaches. This is not one of them. It's not bad, but it is certainly not great. So I'm not using it on wings. I'm not using it on chicken at all, in fact. What I am using it on is this, which is a stone-baked Kroger pizza. This one is a hot honey pepperoni pizza with jalapenos. Now, I believe it was 2020, Valentine's Day 2020. I did a different hot honey pizza as in the setting, kind of like a wing thing. So I had just different sauce and everything. That video, feel free to check out if you're interested. With that one, it was a whole bunch of crushed red peppers and honey and and pepperoni. This one, you can see, is vastly different. You got little flecks of pepper, plus a bunch of really, really neutered jalapenos and cheese, and they've really cut the honey down. This, honestly, by itself, is a really kind of dull and boring pizza, if I'm being honest. So, now here's the trick with this, is we're going to pour it here, and then just kind of spread it, so that the heat from this pizza will make this stuff go everywhere. And it gets a little bit messy like that, which we don't want. Let's throw some here. And the idea with wing sauce, I think, is that you're supposed to use a lot of it. You know, with hot sauce, at being a component of a wing sauce, a larger wing sauce, that's, I think, really one of the big distinctions of the wing sauce, is that you're supposed to just have a lot of it. Like this bottle, for instance, 12 fluid ounces. And I want to say this is maybe $3 or $4, something like that. So you certainly will get quite a lot of, generally, of wing sauces. All right, let's try it out. I like a fruit-based sauce on pizza. What's interesting with pizza to me is there's so many different components. You've got probably half a dozen at least in the sauce alone. This one has 2 or 3 different kinds of cheeses on it. Plus honey, plus jalapeno. Plus whatever this red pepper nonsense is. I was not even getting to the crust. Which is supposed to be some sourdough something or other, but I don't get a lot of that. And this is an okay sauce on this pizza. The peach is gone though. It's just kind of a general sweet. You know, that's the thing too. If you don't make peach strong enough to be an identity flavor, then you're going to lose it. Peach is just too subtle. I don't know if this is a replacement for the other one or not, but if it is, it's a very definite step down. All right. If this makes it to the wing things, I'll probably throw it in. But I mean, you can't really call it a hot sauce, even though it says hot on it. You'd be hard pressed to call it that, I think. I'm almost inclined to give it a legit 1 though, because after all that, I am getting. I think non-chili heads would find it a little disconcerting. I do have a solid, like a reasonable, anyway, it's not solid, it's a reasonable mouth burn. Although it's kind of dissipating now as I talk, so I'm almost inclined to give this a legit one. This is, I think, the sauce that's come the closest to forcing me to make a distinction there. And it's not easy, I can't quite. That's fine. I'll give it a legit one. This is a legit one as far as heat goes. So chili heads, I think if you eat enough of it, I don't know how satisfying it'll be. Certainly not in terms of flavor. It's overly sweet for me. Like I said, it does read a little bit more as it preserves. It's just not a very good one. But I'm sure most, if not all, chili heads have made their own wing sauce as hot, if not hotter than this. So if you happen to like the combination of peaches, apples, and apricots, this might be a sauce that you enjoy quite a bit. Other than that, it's gloppy. I don't know. It's okay. I'll leave it at that. I wouldn't get it again, but it's not something that makes me want to throw out the bottle and curse Kroger for the rest of my days. It's just kind of there, I guess, more than anything. But eat enough of it, you can get a legit one out of it. So, and I don't know whether it's due to the Reapers or the extract. The extract doesn't read through because there's such a confusion of other flavors going on, which is good. But this is one I've seen on the shelves for a while, and I passed it by for probably a year just because it wasn't interesting enough to me. There was other stuff I wanted to do. But I ran across it, and it was on sale, and I thought, well, I might as well. I pushed the year of the Reaper past 2021 into 22, so I might as well just get it out of the way. So if I decide whether or not I'm going to continue to have Reapers around, then at least I won't have this as a splinter in my mind, so to speak. So anyway, there you have it. The Private Selection Peach Carolina Reaper Wing Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.